Hello and welcome to another episode of Tales from a Professional Nerd. My name is Bryan Steele and I will be your nerd today and any other day that you watch one of my silly little shows. Hi everybody. Full disclosure, this episode is going to mostly just basically be a bit of a week in Bryan, and a very quick kind of a let's get our heads screwed on, because it's been a crazy week, and for those of us for my viewers and such that are Americans, today, well, I guess the day that I'm recording this, not the day that you're getting it, is the 4th of July, which is our National Independence Day. While I don't consider myself like a mega patriot or anything like that, I do like to take this day to spend with my family, to relax, and kind of reflect on some of the things that we as Americans sometimes take for granted, especially in light of recent political kerfuffles at the highest echelons of idiocy in my nation's government. I think today is going to be kind of an important day to really kind of refocus and reconnect and screw the old head on a little tighter. But I didn't want to leave you guys out. Not to mention, this is the first video in July, meaning that I get to announce the comment raffle winner for the month of June, which comes from episode 240, and that is at Batbrook3541. Yay! So when this video goes live, I will comment on that comment to have you reach out for your comment raffle prize pack. Congratulations. Thanks for being part of the nerd farm, or whatever you want to call this. I appreciate you being involved in watching my show and commenting and being part of the conversation. So yeah, let's bust through the week in Bryan, and then I've got just a kind of a cool bit of news that I want to make sure that I highlight, because it's actually really cool, and I would like to focus on that. Alright, so painting. Over on the hobby desk, I haven't done any painting in the last couple days. It's been hot. It has been very hot, and while the air conditioning normally works very well in my house, and especially in the studio, as of the last couple of days, it's been having some problems. I gotta call the repair guy out. I know, yet again, I'm always talking about repairs and problems. But got to have the guys come out and take a look at what exactly is going on, because every light in my house should not dim to the point of nearly like shutting computers and stuff down when the air kicks on. That's a problem. So I need to get somebody out to take a look at that. Let's see, what else? Painting wise, yeah, that's really it. I guess painting counts as hobbies, and hobbies will be part of this section. I did, you'll note there's a big space here. Dun, dun, dun. I made the executive decision. I've had so many bills lately, and little things come up between Connor's braces and, dog stuff and house stuff, and it's just in general. I did a little purging in the studio, games that I have large, sometimes painted armies for, that I just don't play. And not because I don't play, because, we'll get around to it, like my 40k stuff. I haven't played 40k in years, but I still keep all my Necrons because they're my little 40k baby, and one day I'll feel that those rules are worth me jumping back into. Or my friends will talk me into coming out and playing a game, and I'll, just have some beers and struggle through it. But I did end up shedding a couple of armies on eBay. And while it always pains me to see all those hours, and you never get your money back. You never do. But I always take this into consideration that I got so many hours of enjoyment of playing the game and painting those models that I got my money's worth. So the fact that I'm getting anything back from this is just, it's icing on the cupcake. So so that's been going on. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to actually paint. Where was I going with this? I think it was a hobby section. Work has been really good. I finished up a little side gig for I believe they're called Harvinger Studios. It's the Savage Crucible toy line. I did a bunch of stats for their action figures for 5e and a bunch of like magical item designs and stuff like that. I did some stuff for them years ago, and they reached out and had me jump back in and do another round. And it was fun. It's not like it doesn't pay off a bill, like it doesn't pay off my taxes or anything, but it's good. It's nice. I always like to do little things, almost like creative palette cleansers, and that definitely counts. It's just raw design. Basically, I get some art and some very rough direction, and then just I get to design what I think people would like to see in when they open up their package, people who would like to see as a stat. So that was fun. Still waiting to hear back from the guys at Catalyst so I can get started on the next Shadowrun novel, which it's. I don't want to be like, I'm frustrated that I can't write my next book, because that's not the case, because obviously I have enough to do. It's just novels take a lot of time and a lot of extra time, so being able to, while inspired, while in the zone, while in the mode, to be able to start slamming words down, you want to be able to. But I also don't want to put several thousand words down on the page and then find out from the licensor that it's not gonna work that way, and then either have to start over or change a bunch of stuff. So it's one of those things where I'm eagerly waiting to get started, because I have like the creative juices are there. So I really want to get that going. After Origins, Alex and I over at Res Nova, our Warzone Eternal, we have been. He got me utterly jazzed. So I spent several hours this week, extra hours on kind of cleaning up and revamping some of the initial designs that I had done for several units that we weren't expecting to do anytime soon, but we got wind of a very cool sculptor to possibly be able to do some icon pieces that we really want to do. And so that has been one of the things that I've been very focused on, is getting those stat lines and stuff ready for the internal playtest before we send it out to the external playtesters. Mind you, we're still working on trying to get the get the Kickstarter stuff all lined up and ready to go. But it doesn't mean that we can't be, if this goes as well as I think it will, we should be able to start putting our creative efforts. We're already well into Wave 2 as far as playtesting goes, and some of the sculpts. I would love to start laying the groundwork for our Wave 3 stuff, especially knowing what some of the Wave 3 models are going to be. So again, I can't really get into it, because if things change or the playtest comes out wonky, we might have to change some stuff around, so I don't want to get hopes up, but it is some very, very cool stuff. And if we land the sculptor that we are talking to, it will be very cool. It will be a very cool rendition of a very iconic Warzone model. yeah, so I think, and then my stuff at Evil Genius steadily moving along. I just wrapped up on the season 1 Evil Genius organized play, the Ego program. I just wrapped up on the season 1, like kind of the last assignment of season 1 that kind of finishes that first story arc. And I'm well into our Gen Con special event. More on that to come. I actually plan on doing a Evil Genius at Gen Con episode here in a couple of weeks to get people prepped for the people who are going to Gen Con, so you can go get tickets and things. Intergalactic Heroes is moving along famously. One of our rules devs has been very, very good at finding, a lot of its terminology, a lot of it's just how, this phrase can be tightened up here. There's been a couple of things where we've had to have discussions as far as how the rules are supposed to be working, whether I designed them too loosely or they would like to see something altered, and I've got to make a little more of a discussion because it's got larger ramifications for not only that line but some of the other Everyday Heroes lines as well. So there's more to it than just make rules and go yes or no. But it's coming along. We're starting to see some art concepts coming in for some of the aliens and things. I'm excited. I say that every week, but it helps to see things progress literally day by day. Because as I see these art assets coming in, as I see the rules questions coming in from playtesters and stuff, it's very cool to just know what's happening and see it shaping and helping get it created to this publication level. So just really happy about that. Games I have not played other than like some Baldur's Gate and some Mortal Kombat 1 on the Xbox. I haven't done much of any other gaming. Part of that is just because it's been crazy with work and it's just been, I haven't had a whole lot of extra time to get that stuff done. Now that being said, I've got a big Necromunda campaign day this weekend that a bunch of us are getting together at the game store to slam out some campaign games. So I get to bring my fully painted policeman and see how that goes. Speaking of, so Kev White shared a picture of like a special character Spyrer that he sculpted, and it's so the fact that they have made the character again, and that they mention the other Spyrers, in her narrative description. I really do think that they're not just going to be a Vansar offshoot. I think that their painters have just chosen to use that paint scheme. I think that it's definitely going to be its own force, and I am here for it. I cannot wait to find out how my wonderful little noble techno babies are going to do. But yeah, that's really all my gaming. I hate to be like, it's been a slow game, but apart from playtesting, I don't really count playtesting as regular gaming sometimes, because there are definitely games where we'll play the same turn 3 times, basically just to find out whether or not the math is right, or if it's a fluke, or if I would have done this, is it better? So I don't generally count playtesting like serious playtesting as part of my gaming thing. That's mostly work. All right, and then now on to part of the reason why this is let's talk real quick about the cool special thing while we're on the subject of work. So next Tuesday, so July 9th, we are launching the Game Found campaign for the Everyday Heroes The Armory book. Now, while I have not had a direct hand in this book, apart from just some real light brushings and a little bit of like, oh, here's my opinion, Sig and Goob and Rich and everybody involved in building that book, if you are an Everyday Heroes player, or plan on being an Intergalactic Heroes player, or plan on being an Everyday Arcana player, or, honestly, with a section that's in that book, a 5e player that wants to have modern weapons available to them, get this book. We're selling it very cheap for how many pages it's going to be. But the armory it's going to have like 700 individual weapons, ranging from like medieval times all the way up to like the near future, the kind of thing you see on like a Minority Report and stuff. Sig has absolutely outdone himself putting this thing together. And the better we do on the campaign, the more art we're going to be able to put in the book. So our goal, honestly, we would love for to be able to say that every single weapon has a piece of art. That would be awesome, but it's expensive. Art is expensive, and the fact that we as a company chose very specifically we are not just using clip art. Find a picture of that weapon and clip it out. And no, we are not using, generative AI to create these weapon profiles. It's the fact that we're trying to do this like an old school book, like an old school source book, at the quality that Dave and everybody wants to put in there. It has really been a labor to make this happen, but the end result is going to be so rad. And so I really hope that if you've got, I want to say the retail on it's like 30, 35 bucks, maybe 30, it might be 40, but I think it's 35 bucks for a book with 700 weapons in it, plus some alternate rules for ammunition and things like that. A couple of essays about, weapon use. It's really going to be a tight product. And I think if you are, whether you're an EDH or just a 5e gamer, I think it's going to be worth your having. Or hell, even if you are just kind of a weapon aficionado, like you like to know the difference between a flamberge and a Scottish claymore, that's what I really think that people are going to get a lot out of this. Because having tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of weapons is cool, but I think the knowledge that comes along with them makes it more than just an equipment book. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the link to the Game Found in the link in the description of the video. Even if you just sign up to get the updates and things, please do support the project, because I think the people who are going to want to see this book finalized the way it hasn't been envisioned, I think that they're really going to get a lot out of it that way. So personal. Okay. Last episode, I mentioned that we were having that we were going to be able to get Scout, this new service dog, through a charitable service. Well, it didn't work out. Not like the dog got here and it didn't work out. It didn't work out because the child that the dog was supposed to be helping, that they felt was not bonding with, when they explained that Scout was leaving the family, the child had like a multiple day meltdown, and not in a way like not a temper tantrum style thing, like a legitimate complete meltdown. And so the family had to rescind the offer. So I know we had a bunch of comments and things where people were like, "Oh, cool! What kind of dog is it? Good luck on the dog." And yeah, we're a little heartbroken, not because we lost a pet, because we haven't. Scout was never part of the family, but we did lose an opportunity to save ourselves thousands of dollars on a service animal. So now we are back in the, adding our name to the lists again, and back looking at seeing how we can put together the money to get somebody to let Bruce retire. So it sucks. It's not ideal. Money is the root of all evil, and throw a disabled woman in the mix that really needs 5 extra figures to make this happen, and it's hard. It's hard to see her having a hard time. It's hard to see Bruce get older. And we kind of got our hopes up that this was going to be, it would be rough having 4 dogs for a while, but it would have been better in the long run, especially for Natalie. But it is what it is. I cannot question the generosity of others, nor can I go against the idea that they want to spend a little more time to see. Obviously there was a connection with the child, otherwise the child would not have had this emotional backlash. And that was the whole reason why they were finding a new home for the service dog in the first place, is because their child was not connecting with the animal, and the animal was there for the child. But the fact that now they're showing at least that kind of connection, it means there's something they can work with. And so I get it. I totally get it, and I don't hold them any ill will, or it's disappointing. But I really do hope that everything works out for the kid. And if it doesn't, I hope that they reach out to us sooner rather than later, if they just decide that they can't persist with how they're doing it. Let's see what else. That was the big thing. Oh, I do have good news before I let you go and enjoy your 4th of July, whether it's a regular everyday or if it is your Independence Day as well. So a big thank you goes out to Russell. I'm not going to give his last name because I realize that could be rude on a public YouTube channel. But I want to throw a big shout out to Russell. I made the comment about the black radishes that are the Spanish black radishes that are just a pain to get, and they're really expensive to have shipped to the house, and that I wanted to make this radish crowd at least start the fermentation process and use this recipe. I went all the way when I was at Origins. I went through North Market. They didn't have them. So I was disappointed that I didn't have that ability to do so. Well, Russell went out of his way and ordered me a few pounds of black radishes from a fancy mail order grocer here in the States, and so they arrived yesterday. I've already been talking to Russell and thanking him profusely for this. They arrived yesterday. I spent an hour grating black radishes last night, but I got 3 full pints full of kraut currently fermenting in the back hall bathroom, where is a nice, cool, dark place in the pantry back there. Now it's a 6 weeks process, and 3 weeks in, I got to open them up and check them for mold, which is kind of gross, but I guess that's how you know whether or not the batch has gone bad. So I spent roughly about 2 hours last night grating and cooking and canning and toasting cumin seeds, and I'm very excited. So huge thank you goes out to Russell for using the address that I put in the description of every video to send me some radishes. So thank you. And when they come to fruition, when we, 6 weeks from now, when I get an opportunity to taste this stuff and see whether or not it was worth all the work, I'll let you guys know how that turns out. And I am, I'm always thrown aback. I'm always just knocked for a loop. The generosity of you viewers, and so thank you so much. I know I get on here sometimes and I complain about money and I complain about not having stuff and lament about some of the negatives and things. And you guys are always there to help me out and prop up the channel and honestly just add a little sparkle to my day. There is nothing that makes me smile wider than getting a random present in the mail. So thank you again, all of you. Thank you specifically to Russell in this case. And I hope in 6 weeks' time I have something awesome to reveal to you guys and go check out this cool thing. Maybe I'll put some on a brat and eat it on camera. Not that I like to eat on camera because it's kind of gross. Everything else has been going very well. I mean, it's been, like I said, it's been an ups and downs kind of week. But overall, I'm a happy Bryan. I think all is well. Yeah, I don't have really anything else to say. Like I said, I thought I was going to have an unboxing for you today, but I'm assuming because of the holiday, because it was Origins recently, that hasn't quite gelled yet. So we'll see from there. Next week will probably be the unboxing that was supposed to happen today. Apart from that, I guess I really just want to make sure that everybody out there is having a good time, staying positive. I know there's a lot of bleak stuff in the news and all around the world, and it's just remember that we as gamers have the escape that some other people do not. We can turn off our brains for a little while, throw ourselves into the heroic nonsense of a make-believe world, and kind of shed the shackles of reality for a little bit. And I definitely hope that you guys will all do that. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling like everything's coming to a crash, maybe take a breather, roll some dice, play some cards, play rock, paper, scissors, whatever you have to do. Just, shed some of that negative. Get rid of that. And replace it with some goofy positivity. In the meanwhile, while you're working on that, please be safe. Wash your hands. Get your shots if you have to. Especially going into convention season, there's a lot of people that came back from Origins with COVID. This was not one of those guys. Thankful for my significant Constitution score. So just get your boosters, wear your mask in places where you think you need to. Just really try and leave every room a little happier than when you got there, and I think the world would be a better place. Until next week, my friends, have fun, play some games.